And welcome to Scrapping on the Fly. My name is Kristen and I am here with day 4 of 30 Days of Sketches with Christy's Beautiful Life Series 18. And today's sketch is by Diana Vanderleest. And it is a single picture with some like rays or stitching or however you want to interpret the lines coming out. And I am documenting a picture from New York from back in September, and I'm going to use my Where To Next collection by Vicki Boutin. I've used quite a bit of this with the New York trip. I've got a couple more layouts I think this month set up to do, so you'll probably be seeing at least a couple more Where To Next layouts. I have some New York stickers, not sure how much of or whatever I'll use, but I've got them just in case. And then I have this Scrapping Reflections stencil I want to use. And I am starting off with mustard seed and bringing in another color so that I can make that little ray looking feature on the sketch. So I have my papers, I have my embellishments, I have my picture and my mixed media and the sketch. So let's see how this goes. So like I said, I started with mustard seed, but then I'm going to add spiced marmalade after I'm done. So I completely fill in the top half from the straight horizontal axis line. I fill all of that in and then go back over it with spiced marmalade, and not completely and not like saturated, but I did do the mustard seed very, very heavy so it would fill all the little nooks and crannies. And then that space from the end points, the horizontal line there that's open, is about 4¼ inches. So I made sure to cut my paper, my mat, at 4½ so it would cover the end of each of those. And then I'm going to triple mat my picture. One, I wanted to mat it on white because it's nighttime, so the picture's a little dark. And then I wanted that black contrast, so I put the black and then the striped paper from the 6x8 paper pad. Now, I understand that I am using a sunshine, and it is obviously dark in this picture. It was night. It was very late, 11:30, close to midnight, I'd say. It was pretty late. We had been at all three of us had just gone to our very first Broadway play on Broadway, and it was phenomenal. And this is afterwards. I call my mom every night at 9:15, and of course I was in the middle of the play at 9:15, so I couldn't do that. And she is a night owl like I am, so I called her when I got out, and I had a hard time communicating because I was so emotional. Because it was such an overwhelming experience being able to be there and to see my first Broadway play with an actor that I'm very fond of and think very highly of. And so that just kind of added to everything, just the sense of being in New York City with two of my very good friends, and just the emotions and the feelings from the play and how good it was, and just all the things. Being in the same space as people who you admire like that is, really cool. So I just was extremely overwhelmed. So I was beaming, and that's kind of where the concept my brain is going to. So I considered titling this something that had to do with that to kind of make it all make sense. But instead, I just used this little tag that says hello, because really that is, that's about as much as I mustered out. And then after the dam broke of my emotions, I started like just spewing all the things. Like I just talked my mom's poor little ear off and just went on, and my friends were walking, cracking up, laughing at me, just like running of the mouth. I just was telling her everything. And so I was trying to keep it together because I was like crying, but I was laughing, and I mean, it was all the feelings. So anyway, I want to make a cluster down here at the bottom where she has the cluster in the sketch. I did not put stuff in the rays, like the sunshine rays, I do put like these little tags up here, the little labels. And I am going to write on the blank one after R and J, because I didn't want to write out Romeo and Juliet. It would never have fit there. But the other tag says dream, which was a very fitting, because it was a dream of mine, of course, but also my friends, to go and see a Broadway play, but specifically for me, this one. So that was, like a dream come true, and just going to New York and having a good time. The last time I went was 2007, and I had a 5-year-old, and trying to, maneuver in a city that's so large is a little intimidating. And when you're keeping up with a small child, plus we had a lot of other things looming overhead. My ex-husband at the time, or well, my husband at the time, was getting ready to deploy, and he was just on a 4-day pass right before he left for out of the country. And so there was a lot going on, but this was more of a freeing, just there for fun. And really, we were only there for one full day. Well, not even a full day. So, but anyway, I do journaling at the bottom. I'm writing about how I had just gotten out of the theater, and I called my mom, that I could barely contain the emotions I was feeling. And then like I add this little The Good Life on here, and then I felt like it needed a little something, so I add this little cluster of tickets and banners up here in the top right. Not on the sketch, but I felt like it kind of needed something up there. And so there you go. That is it. I hope that you will go and check out everybody who is hopping along. There is a playlist for 30 Days of Sketches. You can also use the hashtag to find things on Instagram and here on YouTube. So I hope you will do that. I would love it if you give me a thumbs up if you like this video and or my layout. And I hope that you'll come back and hang out with me again. Thanks for hanging out with me today. Hope you have a great day. Hope you get a chance today to do something you love with someone you love. And happy scrapping.